good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Lovin Daily. Today, our top stories are Mohamed Bin Zayed is named Man of Humanity by the Vatican. So cool. We're talking about an amazing Dubai family who are giving food parcels to the needy.
And we'll also be talking about the NCEMA pushing for booster shots and hailing the low COVID-19 infection rates across the UAE and the best budget eating hacks in Dubai starting from 80.80 fills. Did I say 0.80 fills? 80 fills.
There you go. And stay tuned because later in the show we're joined by Roxana from Liquid of Life, who's going to be giving us all of the hacks that we need in our lives to live a little bit more sustainably. It's plastic-free Dubai. It's plastic-free July, and we should be doing everything we can to live a little bit more sustainably. She's going to be here with those hacks in about 20 minutes.
I love that. Are you sustainable? How sustainable are you?
Could be better.
Could be better?
Could be a lot better.
Same here.
Like, there's lots of things. I recycle at home.
Yeah?
Like, I have a reusable water bottle. Well, I have separate bins.
Oh, so you give that, I don't understand how that works. Like,
so you have one bin for like non-recyclable waste and one bin for recyclable waste, and then they go out to two separate bins, and that whole bin of recycled stuff is recycled.
Okay, that's like a community thing.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky that it's there.
Oh, that way. Do you use reusable shopping bags?
When I remember.
Because now it's actually, people are starting to pick that up, because I see in the metros when I pass by, or like when I'm in the malls, people have those Carrefour reusable shopping bags, Waitrose, spinnies, and people actually use them, and it's like...
Of course people actually use them.
So good.
Well, when I grew up, they started charging for plastic bags, so you immediately switch to a reusable one, and then you stop paying for plastic bags. It's just like a habit thing, so if it's part of your habit. But sometimes I could do a lot better. I don't do a weekly shop, so that's probably why. What about you?
But I feel like you're dressed for the conversation today as well. Blue or green. That goes in theme.
Anyway. That will be our chat later. However, another public announcement.
Yes, but before we begin, our sponsor for today's show is PepsiCo, who are the official beverage and snack partner of the Expo 2020 and are placing their focus on sustainability, inclusivity, and spreading awareness this year. More on this later in the show. Although PepsiCo are today's sponsor of the show, the opinion and statements are Lovin Dubai's, and for more information on this, you can always visit www.pepsico.com. But yes, sorry, your public announcement. I thought this was the public announcement.
Both good public announcements. Expo, PepsiCo sponsor getting together, one. Number two, however, yesterday we were talking about scammers, Lovin Dubai. Today we're talking about the fact that our servers are down. So we don't have to work. We just go home.
Yeah, I wish it was the case.
The website is down. So if you've been trying to access our article since 11 o'clock yesterday, it's been a no-go. So our tech team, hard at work. Content, not so much.
What are you saying? We are so hard at work.
Yeah, we are.
We have everything drafted as soon as as soon as the website goes live, bam, bam, bam.
Oh,
we
yeah?
are out there with our articles, with our daily tea on everything Dubai.
How accurate that is. But yeah, so if you're trying to click up on our Instagram stories, if you're going on through Facebook, through Twitter, I don't really understand. The servers are down. I don't know what that means. I know I know that it means the website's not working. I can't access the front end or the back end of it. The internet is not working for Lovin Dubai. I don't know.
It's just sad.
It's just a whole different thing for me. I don't understand.
It is different for Facebook users. If you go onto Facebook and read the articles from there, you can just end up reading the articles.
Oh yeah, because instant articles are different. So go on to Facebook if you want to get the tea.
If you really want to read our awesome articles that we write just for you, Facebook is the place.
There you go. Let's jump into our top story today. Epic news. Mohamed Bin Zayed has been named Man of Humanity by the Vatican. So the Vatican's foundation, Gravisium Educationitas, I think that's a little bit of Latin, has granted the Man of Humanity Award to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces. So the award was given to His Highness in recognition of his continuous support and efforts to foster international humanitarian and relief efforts. Sheikh Mohammed was also recognized for his role in strengthening values of peace and peaceful coexistence, emphasizing the importance of dialogue as a means to avoid conflicts, championing humanitarian values, as we know, as well as also reinforcing UAE's pioneering role in humanitarian efforts, particularly the efforts to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic across the world. Like, we've spoken about these stats before, but the UAE has really gone above and beyond for other countries. I believe aid from the UAE has gone to over 135 countries to combat COVID-19. So in the last year, since the pandemic has begun, here in the UAE, aid has left, I was going to say it again because it's incredible, to 135 countries. That comes from the top, that comes from authorities aiming to help people, not just here, but in the world around us. And that obviously has led to him getting the Man of Humanity Award by the Vatican, no less.
That is such a prestigious thing, God. And just a few days ago on Father's Day, on the occasion, we had this video for Sheikh Zayed that went up and was just like listing out all the five lessons you can take away from Sheikh Zayed, just life lessons, and literally everything you mentioned, it's listed out there. And I mean, the man has so much to teach, from effective communication to diplomacy and just, you know, having peaceful relations with everyone. It's amazing, just a great man and so well deserved.
100%. So yeah, we're talking about the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi receiving this momentous award. It was given out at Emirates Palace down in Abu Dhabi. And you can see the video if you're watching beside us on Facebook. And also, as we know, that his influence of tolerance has led to kind of peaceful cohesion between different churches. Of course, we're seeing the Abrahamic house being built in the UAE at the moment, which is truly historic. And that all comes from him. So well deserved.
Yes. Well, moving on to our next update, NCEMA pushes for booster shots and hails low COVID infection rates. Now, Dr. Farida Al-Husni, the health sector's official spokesperson, hailed the UAE's efforts in the fight against COVID-19 that's once again led to a significant drop in cases, specifically citing the UAE's well-equipped health infrastructure and proactive strategy based on the latest international practices that led to the successful drop. During last night's government media briefing, it was further added that the UAE continues to head the global rankings for the daily distribution of COVID-19 vaccine doses, and the current distribution rate is 158.24 doses per 100 people. And during the latest government media briefing, which took place last night, UAE residents were also reminded to get a booster shot after they have received 2 doses of the vaccine. But they have also recommended, the government is recommending that if you are going to be going for the booster shot, do check with a specialized doctor about this before you go ahead and take it, so you are aware of any complications that you might have, or you know the exact time period that you should wait, depending, and it depends from case to case. And they also, so one of their tweets mentioned these shots are provided in other kinds of vaccines like the seasonal flu vaccine, and we recommend that the eligible individuals do consult the doctors, like I mentioned. And yeah, the vaccines are still considered new, and scientific studies are on its effectiveness and impact are ongoing. So that's another disclaimer that they put out. But yeah, they are urging all to get vaccinated, as well as follow all precautionary measures and keep track of rules if they are traveling abroad for the summer holidays. And that is the main one, with travel opening up and many people having traveling plans laid out for the summer. Do keep an eye on the updates. Things change every 2 days, so
literally every second.
Every second.
And as we know, we're a city made up of 90% expats. So a lot of people are potentially traveling this summer. We know Emirates alone is expecting, is it 600? I'm gonna fluff the numbers. They're expecting one of their busiest travel periods is ongoing right now, which means a lot of you are considering traveling. But the updates from NCEMA, they're not saying don't travel. You have access to a vaccine. You have access to many vaccines. They're not saying don't travel. They understand that people will travel. They just want to make sure that you're following those precautions to get there.
Exactamento.
And all of those updates are on NCEMA, which is the National Crisis Centre Management Authority. It's all on Twitter. Latest updates come in every Tuesday night from the media press briefing, and brought to you this morning by Ms. Simran.
And Lovin Dubai.
And Lovin Dubai.
And Augustus.
Which is our parent company.
Exactly.
Let's move on to one amazing Dubai family who are giving food parcels out to the people that need it most. This is a small gesture of kindness, proves that it can go a long way, and that's the one message this family want to spread. So they're going viral on TikTok for sharing their good deeds. It's just a mum and her son together. They create little gift bags of healthy food, and then they simply drive around to locations across the city. We actually shared their story back in March, because it was a video gone viral on TikTok, and that's what we do. But it's actually sharing the message of goodwill. Now, when people post about doing good deeds, there's always that question that hangs there. We've spoken about it before about, you know, are they doing it to do the good deed or to get notoriety? You don't actually see the people really. But they just want to share the message of sharing. And even the mum in the caption every now and then, she'll say something like, this is the message I'm teaching my son. Or it's like 40, 50 degrees. He's not bothered to go out today, but we did it. We got all the bags together. They create these, they have like big boxes of apples, big boxes of water, big boxes of juice, a couple of like healthy snacks. My bad. A couple of healthy snacks, and then they deliver it in all different locations. So whether they go to a car park or a community or just a street, and then if people see the door open with lots of gift bags, they go and take it. This is just one of a number of amazing stories of people that we've shared. I do think it just feels like the season of giving didn't stop after Ramadan. It's continued. Like we had the kindness exchange here, which was a mother working to help. A kindness exchange, which was a woman just wanting to do good deeds in society. So many amazing stories. This is just one of them, and we love seeing them and we love sharing them. So if you have any more similar to this, do let us know so we can share more stories like it.
Absolutely. Like people go viral for makeup hacks, for car drifting videos. Why not go viral for something good and with a good purpose? Like I really think anyone giving slack and trolling people doing good deeds and making videos on it are just the same people that go in like all these stupid videos that go viral, and they want to see those go viral and not something like this. But it's so, just the way she's teaching her son to give back to the community, even if she's taking videos of it to spread awareness and urging other people to do the same, there's absolutely no harm in it.
Not at all.
And amazing lessons, and just a reminder for everyone watching as well, like, go out of your way from time to time and go do that good deed, go the extra mile for someone who's not as privileged.
I always tell myself to do this.
I think you do.
I don't.
You do.
Do you, like, I said, it's always like, how do you pay it forward? And you always you think about it, then actually doing it. No. Do better, Casey.
I think we can all do better as like a company and team and do something sweet, all of us. Like we can just put in donations.
Well, I think what I mean, like in an individual, right? Individual, you just want to, it could be, you just want to do more yourself.
But honestly, I feel like any way you contribute to the society or to the world really makes a difference. Be it go sustainable, be it charity, everything counts.
Everything counts, 100%.
All small actions count. But going into our next story, which is quite interesting, the best budget eating hacks in Dubai, starting from 80 fills. So we had a full article on this on our website, which you can't currently read right now.
Unless you go onto Facebook.
Unless you go onto Facebook. But I think by the end of today, it's going to be live, so you can read all about it. But Zara Blogs, that's her name on Instagram is z.blogs. And she has some amazing food videos and food, like, budget eat hacks. And she's had, like, 3 really good ones, like, 8 out all day for under 15 dirhams, Carrefour edition, 8 food for 20 dirhams around Dubai, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then she also shared about this one restaurant that you find in Gisses, which is like really affordable eats. So the video that you can see playing beside us, it's like when she went on a spree all over Dubai with just 20 bucks in hand.
Nice.
And she literally feasted. The woman feasted.
Tell us, what did she eat?
So if you guys have lived your whole lives in Dubai, then you'll definitely know about Satwa, Kukal Shay. Do you know about Kukal Shay? Have you ever
No, I know Satwa. I don't know.
Okay, so that's like the.
What am I missing?
Oh my
Ali's
God.
confused too.
Have you been? No? Okay, guys.
Ali, when you look like that, we don't know what Ali's like.
What is that? What are you on about?
Is it because you don't know it or because you...
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Okay, guys.
Are you a lifer? Are you a Dubai lifer?
I don't know. No.
Not a good one.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I've been here for 7 years, but
That's not a lifer.
Yeah.
that's not a lie.
I've been 7 years.
Yeah. But what was the name again?
Kukal Shay.
Cook?
Kukal Shay. Kukal Shay. Kukal Shay.
I'm pretty sure you're mispronouncing it. But
I'm not. It's in Satwa. You cannot miss it. Like,
Okay.
Okay, so
Kukal Shay, do we know it? Do we love it?
Kukal Shay. Come on, Instagram people. So if you have lived in Dubai your whole life, you're a Dubai kid, you've gone to school, college here, everything, and you have a car, you would know that this Satwa chai spot is like OG. People go there, stop with their cars for that 1 dirham chai, and like they just honk, and the restaurant staff come all the way to your car, and they you order the chai and you order the wraps, and it's just, you know, like you just sit there for hours talking. Anyway, so she went there and she ordered like a breakfast paratha wrap for 3 dirhams and a karak chai for 1. So that's your breakfast sorted.
4 dirhams, no probs.
Then she got a falafel platter for $5 from a different restaurant, which I'm trying to catch
delicious.
here. So I can't catch it.
Sorry, I'm just staring at falafel, because obviously.
And then the Nutella, oh my god, let me just refresh this video. Rigog, right? Rigog, that's what I said. Why is he saying it again if I said it right? Nutella Rigog, which is it's refreshing the video. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, we're back on the falafel platter. Everything was noted down.
I completely zoned out thinking about food. Continue, Simran.
Nutella Rigog for $5. So falafel platter, that's your lunch main. Nutella Rigog, which is your lunch dessert, sorted. And then you go to Restaurant Lafa for your dinner, which is a shawarma that looks...
I've heard of Lafa.
I've eaten from that. That's amazing.
Now, because Shireen would write about Lafa because she loves it.
Yeah.
Shireen, if you're watching. So is it Bahraini, or is it just...
No.
That's a connection?
I think it's definitely like Levant area.
Yeah, it's well, Lafa is well known. I've heard it's like a fal... Okay, sorry.
And really the bread looks good, you know. Usually they have that disgusting pita bread around stuff, like falafel wraps and shawarma wraps. It's not my cup of tea, but like this bread, this crunchy bread.
I literally can't. I'm so hungry. I'm like,
okay, don't look.
And it's 6 dirham. Where are we going? Can we go? Where is it?
There's one in Barsha.
Can we do like a one person goes and brings it back?
Can you get me a falafel one, please? Okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Like, I must say though, you can eat so well in this city for cheap if you know these budget hacks. So shout out to this blogger,
Zehra,
for sharing that. And I think people love street food, and like if you know the good places, you can just do really, really well.
Yeah, and if you're getting to that end of the month, you know, when you're just like $20 in your bank account, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna starve to death. No, you're not. Thanks to Zara and thanks to Lovin Dubai. And it's $6. Usually shawarmas are like 12, so I'm just like shook it. But yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
It does show the price comparisons now that I'm aware of it, about how some places charge a lot of money when you can do it for cheaper. Now I understand restaurant overheads are expensive and delivery and so on, but it's just it shows you.
But you know, from time to time, going fancy is really good. But this is what really gets you going. You know, the cheap thrills.
It's nice to do both.
Moving on to the Expo. So this year, PepsiCo is partnering with Expo 2020 to deliver a one-of-a-kind experience, bringing 3 pavilions with multiple immersive, creative, and unique interactive experiences. Now, these will also be eye-opening and forward-thinking, aiming to get the younger generation thinking and encouraging them about making changes on a global scale. So make sure to drop by the Pepsi Plus Lays Plus Pavilion. So that should be your first stop when you're at the Expo, because it's going to be epic. And it's all about positivity and togetherness. There'll be an equalization zone where you can literally score goals for gender equality.
Love that.
They even have a Lay's Joy Pods, which is promised to be 360-degree immersive experience, reimagining how empty Lay's packages are being given a second life. That is amazing.
It's class what they have set up. I'm not sure if we have all of the images now to do it justice as to what is actually going to be there. But obviously, as kind of like the snack sponsor of the event, they're going all out, and they're actually going to have three different types. There's I think the Bolt, the Drop, and then obviously the Pepsi Plus one, which you just mentioned. They're going to be incredible. When it opens, when we have the opportunity to go down, I've seen kind of what they look like from the outside in terms of like the drop actually looks like a water drop. Incredible. It's with Aquafina. So cool. Make these your first stop because they're going to be so cool. I think it's just going to show us what brands can do in a really cool way, and also obviously like in this case, in one of the cases, promoting sustainability or promoting togetherness,
inclusivity, so many
awesome
things. It's a great initiative, and that too, any stop that's got snacks should definitely be your first stop.
Exactly.
Anything.
I think I wore blue. Snacks. Maybe I wore blue for Pepsi.
Oh my God! Yes, you did, and subconsciously.
Moving on, guys. It is Plastic Free July, a movement that has inspired 326 million global participants in 177 countries, all aiming to be part of the plastic pollution solution. Joining us today is Roxana Kassour from Liquid of Life to tell us more about what people can do and what you can do to get involved. Stay tuned, she'll be with us in 30 seconds, right here. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. As you know, it's Plastic Free July, a movement that has inspired 326 million in countries across the world, all aiming to be part of the plastic pollution solution. Joining us right now is Roxana Kassour from Liquid of Life, who's going to tell you how you can do what you can do to get involved. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Casey. Yes, it's lovely to be here, and I think Plastic Free July is actually one of my favorite times of the year as well, because it's a month that is dedicated towards shedding a focus on the issues of plastic pollution, but really trying to motivate and inspire and encourage people to look at how we are living and working and behaving, and some of the things that we can do to make changes that will start having more of a positive impact.
Amazing. And we're going to have a little show and tell later, which is like all the little steps that we can do to improve, to reduce plastic consumption in our life. But let's say, for example, someone who's interested in getting involved, how much of an impact can, let's say, reducing plastic consumption for 1 month have?
I mean, it has an incredible impact because, you know, even like one simple act of, you know, switching to, you know, carrying a reusable bag with you and stop using single-use plastic bags or using other plastic items, when you take into account that you develop that habit and then that habit stays with you for life and you inspire other people in your community, your family and friends, then that will start having a considerable impact. And we're not telling people that everyone has to be perfect and we have to get rid of you know, all the plastic in your life. So Plastic Free July isn't about going completely plastic free, not for everyone, but it is about, you know, taking, you know, some steps to try to make some changes in your life, and that will have a massive impact globally. If everyone did something, then that helps.
Well, it's interesting because to go fully plastic free can be daunting, but of course there's all the little steps that we can take. Can you tell us how Liquid of Life is involved and what part you guys take in this month?
Yeah, so I mean,
and tell us also what Liquid of Life is, to give us a bit of background.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Liquid of Life, I started back in 2009. So we kind of focus on, talking about the issues about plastic pollution and climate change, and try to encourage people to switch to filtered water and reduce our dependency on single-use plastic water bottles. So we do a lot of work with, corporate clients, residential customers, people working in the hospitality sector and leisure sectors to implement a range of solutions. So it gives people access to fresh filtered drinking water, and then you don't need to purchase and consume plastic water bottles. So that's one of the, easy steps that people can do as well to reduce plastic waste.
It's so interesting because I personally, try and recycle, but I know the number of plastic water bottles I use is not okay, and I recycle them, but it's too much. But in terms of let's say a resident, you live in an apartment or a villa in Dubai, what is the, let's say, price comparison if you want to go into a water filter solution? Is it gonna ruin your bank account, or is it actually affordable?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, the thing is that we do focus on affordability. So if we want people to transition and make changes, I think affordability is really important. And so if you take the average person, might be, for example, consuming 3 of the 5-gallon bottles a week, the average family of maybe 4 or 5 people, and they're spending 8 dirhams on the 5-gallon bottles. They're just consuming 3 a week. That ends up costing them 1,400 dirhams a year. So I think sometimes, you think that you're not spending that much. When you add it up, you can actually end up spending quite a lot.
Yeah.
Our solutions for homes start around 950 dirhams
a year,
and then the replacement filters are 600 dirhams. So you can save money in the first year, save even more money in the second year, and help the planet as well at the same time.
And it's not a life thing, so it's a yearly thing, right?
It's a yearly thing,
which is quite good for people who are moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we need to change the filters every 12 months and stuff, so yeah.
Makes sense. So water is one thing that we could definitely reduce plastic on. What else can people do at home to get involved?
Tons of stuff, and that's a good thing, because we can get really negative about the impacts of plastic pollution and the impact it does have on the planet and the marine life and everything. But you can start from, for example, one of the favorite swaps that I made was actually
swaps. Cute.
Yeah, so it is like this dish brush, and it's so simple, and so every home pretty much probably will have the plastic sponges to wash dishes. So switching to a dish brush that's made from bamboo and natural fibers, and it lasts a lot longer, and it's just more eco-friendly, and so that's one way of kind of reducing plastic waste. So one of my favorite companies as well is The Botanist. So you can get a range of kind of so you support a local company and you buy more eco-friendly products.
So where, this, first of all, it's also quite aesthetic. Where do you get it?
So you can get that from The Botanist. So if you can go online, I know that there's stock in Spinneys, and you can also pick these up from Green Heart Organic Farm Shop. So I think sometimes the solutions are in front of us. We just need to adopt, and we just need to change. Habit forming, 100%. Form the habit and stuff. And I would never go back to buying a plastic sponge again. And, it's things like bamboo toothbrushes. You can get these everywhere now as well. And so the whole idea as well is about reducing plastic. And so you can have bamboo toothbrushes.
It says natural whitening, soft bristles, naturally antibacterial, smooth handle, and much
no
more
BPA
organic
and
friendly.
stuff. It's more organic friendly. It is, and some of the things, obviously carrying a reusable bottle. So, for example, when I get up in the morning, I'm filling up at home. I go to the office, I have access to filtered water. The restaurants that I go to tend to send me filtered water. the salon I go to serves me filtered water.
Is that because you know where you're going?
It's I know where I'm going, and that's why as a consumer we can also find out where things are. But also, if you go somewhere and they're serving you plastic water bottles, speak to them, engage with them, say, look, there are alternatives, there are solutions, there's more supplies in the market than there's ever been. So it's easy for people to make that transition and switch, if you're looking for those solutions, and try to, because I think as consumers, we have a lot of power to also influence change. So go to your favorite restaurant. If they're still serving plastic water bottles, ask them if they can, consider and look into it. And so,
well, it's interesting with the water at restaurants, because I think usually the conversation is about local versus international water, and that's not fully plastic related. But now we're talking about filters, which seems a much better solution all around. How many restaurants, for example, is it common for restaurants to have filtered water? Because it's a question I honestly never thought to ask.
I mean, it's getting more common. There's a number of restaurants that we visit, like Lime Tree, for example. They offer welcome water that's also filtered.
Of course,
you've got organizations like Noodle House, Little Neighborhood.
They led the cause with the straws as well, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Jumeirah is 100% behind this.
Yes, exactly. And so the whole idea as well is sometimes we also say it's not a case of swapping something for something else. You can actually just refuse. The first step is to refuse. You don't actually really need a straw. They got through behind the campaign of Stop Sucking. But if you do need a straw, then there's better materials like, younger children who might want to, use a straw. Also, people of determination might need to, have access to straws. But there's much better eco-friendly alternatives and reusable alternatives as well.
Nice. I have seen plenty of paper straws more commonly, and also I've seen a material that says it looks like plastic but says not plastic on it.
Yes.
The Progetto SI have that too.
Yeah.
And then these are awesome. These are what material is it? Steel?
Yeah, so that's stainless steel as well, and then they come with straw cleaners as well, and there's glass as well. I didn't have glass one, but
there's a glass straw.
There's a glass straw.
It's a bit dangerous, to be honest.
It's super cool, and it's a really thick, strengthened glass. And it is actually quite difficult to break. You really have to drive very hard.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's absolutely fine. You're not going to sell a product that's going to.
Yeah, so it's just so many things that you can do, and I think what we do is that you also don't have to go out and buy all of this stuff. Sometimes look at the things that you already have in your house. So, for example, I enjoy going to the cinema. So I was there on the weekend. I watched Hitman's Bodyguard. Have you seen it?
No. Has anyone seen Hitman's Bodyguard?
I've seen it.
It's good. Excellent.
I feel like I've heard it's good. Yeah.
Go watch it. It's very good. So, so I always end up taking this with me. And I think I'm the only person in Dubai that probably goes to a cinema and orders edamame. Everyone's always on the nachos or the popcorn, but I take this with me. They put the edamame in here. I eat it, put the shells back in here, take it home, and I compost that. And so I'm going to the cinema, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm having a plastic-free experience. So there's lots of things that we can do in our everyday lives to adopt sustainable habits and be a bit more mindful about the waste that we're creating and trying to reduce that waste.
100%. And the thing is, this is all obviously for a greener environment.
Yeah.
But what about plastic consumption in terms of how overuse of plastic can that ever impact our health?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the World Health Organization is actually now conducting a global study on the impacts of microplastics on human health. So, plastic, was invented back in the 1950s by Alexander Parks, who actually made the first man-made plastics. And then since
what do you think of him?
Interesting. He created plastic as a way to actually save the planet. And he did that because back then, a lot of everyday items like brushes and combs and buttons, for example, were made from ivory and tortoiseshell. Right, so those were very damaging, to the environment, and so he actually ended up creating plastic as an alternative to help save animals and turtles, and also produce a material that was more affordable mainstream, so everyone could afford, everyday items. And so that's the history of plastic, and that's really how it started. And he actually, his invention was also exhibited in 1862 at the London Expo, where he actually won a Bronze Innovation Award for his invention.
Wow.
Now, fast forward to today, I think what we need to be doing is that looking at how we are consuming plastic, what are the uses, and, tackle what, try to get rid of the single-use plastics. And so, I think with our health then, this has arisen because of our inability to deal with plastic waste. Right, so we've consumed all this plastic, we've led, very convenient lives, and we've had a throwaway culture. We've not dealt with the waste. It's ended up in the landfills, it's ended up in the oceans, it's breaking down, fish are eating the plastic, we're eating fish, it's in us. We're consuming everyday items and food that has come into contact with containers, so we're exposed to plastic, and plastic is in us as well. And so the World Health Organization is conducting a global study on the impacts of microplastics on human health. And so the best thing that we can do right now is to try to reduce our exposure that we do have to plastics. So obviously one of the simple ways that people can do is carry a reusable bottle that's not a plastic. But you do get, plastics that are made with BPA free materials and stuff. But switching to something that is more eco-friendly and reusable, you do end up reducing your exposure to plastic chemicals like BPA, phthalates, dioxins, and obviously microplastics as well.
So there are definitely health benefits there.
There's definitely health benefits there as well, and it helps to continue reducing waste and protecting the planet.
You did mention that originally plastic was made as a cheaper alternative.
Yes.
And now there could be like a preconceived notion that actually going plastic free is more expensive.
Yeah.
Is there any truth in that?
I mean, it depends really, because when you also end up going plastic free, sometimes you will end up eliminating things that you just stop using. So you'll save money. Like, I think a lot of businesses who got behind the Stop Sucking campaign and also the useless utensils, they're not buying the cutlery anymore. So they've saved money from eliminating the single-use plastics. So there's definitely ways of kind of like saving costs, and then it pays to invest in something that's really good quality in order to reduce consumption. So like I'm very much as well like a bulk girl. I love buying bulk. I hate shopping, so I always try to buy bulk. And one of my other favorite companies is Coethical, and I buy a 10-liter refill bag, that box that contains the laundry liquid. And so it's 10 liters. Yes, it's costing me more initially, but it does end up saving me money because I'm not, and plastic as well, because I'm not buying 10 1-liter containers. I've got a box with 10 liters of laundry liquid.
Is that another UAE company?
So it's another UAE-based company, and so the solutions are out there. There's, I'll spend more money initially buying that, but it lasts me, a good couple of months. And I'm reducing plastic packaging and plastic waste. So there are lots of things that you can do. There's more options. From when I came to Dubai over like 12 years ago, it's amazing to see that there is this kind of like, new ecosystem, what I like, of, sustainable businesses that are here to provide people with the alternatives. You mentioned before about plastic bags, going to supermarkets, you go to Spinneys and Waitrose, and they've got gorgeous jute bags for people to use. And it's just, it's there in front of us. We just need to form the habits and make the commitments and pledges. And I think that's what this month is really about. If we focus on this and then we develop these habits, and then it's about sticking to the habits beyond July. So I think we've kind of made a mess of that planet. We can spend ages talking about it, but it's about what we can do now.
100%.
Yeah.
That's amazing and well said, and 100% agree. And what struck me here is that the UAE, let's say in terms of like recycling, I think people aren't as advanced as some other countries. However, you have named some amazing local companies. You said The Botanist here, obviously yourself, Liquid of Life. Is there any other kind of local companies that people can use as a simple solution for recycling?
So, I mean, there's a number of, I mean, what I tend to do is try to encourage people to look at your own communities. Like, you know, we've got recycling bins in our communities. For glass, though, I take some of my glass stuff to Al Barsha Pond Park because they've got a nice recycling station there as well. You know, there are some organizations like Union Paper Mills will come and collect some of your waste as well, especially if you've got lots of cardboards and paper waste. So if you've done moving and you've got lots of cardboard, there are organizations. There's other organizations like Enviroserve and Green Truck, so they can also come and take some of your waste. So there are opportunities, I think. And I think it's about engagement as well.
100%.
Like, you know, find out, you know, what happens to that waste as well. I think it's important to segregate waste. The more waste you segregate, the easier the recycling processes are. So there's a lot that we can do as consumers as well. Yeah.
This is it, and it's all just about education really too, because obviously learning that there's a lot of things that we here can do in the UAE, but it's just learning more about it. So that's why it was amazing to have you on the show this morning to give us a little bit more information about how we can go plastic free.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Guys, if you have any questions and you'd like to reach out to Roxana, if you have any questions about Liquid of Life, how can they reach you? So you can contact us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is at Liquid of Life DXB. Our website is www.liquidoflife.net. Yeah, so best thing to do is reach us on Instagram. Our website has our contact details as well to reach out to us. Thank you. I'm just seeing Hamad has said we need more incentives for people to encourage them to recycle. I think, I mean, I think there are going to be a lot of changes that are going to happen, and you know, sometimes, and I have these conversations with a lot of people within our group, but I think sometimes is it not enough incentive that it's the right thing to do. Right. He may not be speaking personally. He may be speaking as a country. As well, it's like, because I came from a background, and you know, my values are not to litter. Like, you know, if we were out and we were playing, you know, outside, and we were having lollipops or sweets and stuff, we'd have it, and then we'd put the sweet wrapper in our pocket. You know, we wouldn't litter. We'd take it home and then we'd put it in the bin. Right, so it's, you know, recycling or switching to reusables is the right thing to do. Teaching those values from day one. Yeah. Guys, that is all we have time for today on the Lovin Daily. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Thank you, Roxana. Thank you so much. Awesome. Bye. See you guys.